Kills me every time I leave, that's why I always visit. Where my heart on my
Rolling.
So, what's your name?
Neville Thompson.
How long have you lived in Moss Side, Neville?
I grew up originally in Russia, but I started hanging around Moss Side when I was about, say, 15, 16.
What was it like? I mean, growing up in Russia, quite close to Moss Side.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up around here? For someone who's not grown up around here, what was it like?
I don't know. My grandparents tried to tell me, like, when I was younger, never to go to Moss Side, innit? So I always had this, well, my grandparents, innit, because I grew up with my grandparents, but they always told me to never to go Moss Side and all that. Obviously, probably because they see what happened to my dad and what avenue he went down, they were probably worried about me, do you get what I mean? But I didn't, like, I never came down. I had a fear of Moss Side for, like, years, and then when I came down there and I just seen, like, there's more black people and just, like, you could get away with things and you could be naughty and that, then I just fell in love with it.
So, if you don't mind telling us a bit, so what was it that happened to your dad?
Obviously my dad was probably one of, like, after the wind rush when the grandparents come over here, and they were like the first, what would you say, the first that lived over here from after my grandparents. So I don't know, he got down, he went down the road of getting you know, getting involved in drugs and probably getting involved in things in Moss Side that he shouldn't have, and he kind of like he was kind of like drawn to it as well. Do you know what I mean? So my grandparents always had a fear of being in Moss Side would just lead to trouble.
And was it right?
Yeah, they were right. I don't know what it was, because when I obviously I went to church and I lived like, you know, I was told to do this and I was told to live this way and that, and like when I moved to when I come down here and I could see people that were being naughty and that, it's just like there's a bit of an adrenaline boost for me, and like something, because I was always like tried to be protected from it. Um, when I come around, it kind of soaked up all the things that weren't so good. You get what I mean? So yeah.
What is being naughty? Like, what is it? Because obviously all kids are naughty, aren't they? Like, but what's different about naughty in Moss Side?
Naughty Moss Side, I don't know, but like this from back in my days, it was probably just ending up selling. Even when I was in school, I ended up starting to sell drugs in it, and like that was just like a way of just getting things. And my grandparents, I did that. My grandparents found out, you know what I mean, and it's like they found drugs in my room, but. There could have been all aspects, even when we was growing up and coming out from your house and that, it was like you're off the porch then, innit? Anything could happen, anything could go. Do you get what I'm saying to you? But then when I come to my side, I see more the people that you could you could resonate with. Like you'd see the drug dealers or the people that were well known, or you know, people that you know that were gang members and whatever else. And it was just I was drawn to it, and the music and the culture. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of my friends were around there as well, so I was just drawn to it. But I hung around in a lot of different places, but most sides where I felt at home.
What was it that drew you to them, do you think?
See what?
What was it that made you draw to them? Was it like their status? Did you, like, what was it about them that you wanted?
Nah, because when I first moved around, when I first started hanging around, and no, we wasn't really involved in gangs. We used to hang around and just play with it like girls from school or my friends. But it wasn't the troubles of me. It wasn't the troubles of being in Moss Side. It was the troubles in. I was probably say I stayed away from Russia because I had one particular person that I had problems with. Do you get what I mean? And that made my life very uncomfortable living in Russia. So I felt like if I came to Moss Side, that I felt away from the troubles. But obviously, I was getting myself into more problems. Do you get what I'm saying to you? And I was seeing a lot more things, and I was open to a lot more things.
So when was the first interaction? How old were you when you first interacted with a gang? What was the first? I remember hearing about it.
It was actually when I used to go over to was it Bailey or what used to be called Bailey. We used to do, I think it was, we used to do a sound thing with my mates from around the area, and we was doing tapes and that. So obviously now we do tapes and we'd be bigging up all the guys that were like on the estate, and like I gave it to one person and they'd say, "Oh, make me a tape and mention my name on it and mention my name," and then everyone wanted a tape in it, so we'd make the tape and bigging them up and all that, like we was at a proper sound or like at a proper dance. But obviously it was just us making tapes in it. So that's how I got in. And obviously one of the people that I knew, I went to school with, so it was kind of easy for me to like talk to them and get in with them. Do you get what I mean? And I felt on cloud nine in it, making a tape for people that that I knew were gangsters and things like that, because it was all new to me. Do you get what I mean? And I thought they're not as bad as people made out to be. Do you get what I mean?
Do you think you looked up to them?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wanted to be accepted by them.
And were there any pressures that made you feel you wanted to be part of them? Was there anything like external that was happening in your life?
Yeah. Because I was having problems in Russia a minute. Like I never had any problem with anyone, but one person that I don't know what it was. Maybe because I was popular, or I don't know what it was. Because I never had any problems with anyone else in it. Obviously, I had a few fights somewhere else, but nothing. This was consistent. Do you get what I mean? And it came to the point where my friends ended up moving away. Do you get what I mean? One of my other friends was probably got probably punched or something, and it was just like that was the only problem that I really had. Do you get what I mean? But that one problem made my whole life change direction. Do you get what I mean? That one thing, that one person, yeah, which I don't hold it against him now. Do you get what I mean? We speak and I talk to him and that, you know what I mean? And it probably made me more, awaken of what I was, the world that my grandparents were talking about and portraying. Like if you see trouble on the walk over the other side, well then what happens when the trouble sees you that your ass is gone and that you've walked onto the other side? Then you're targeting on all the time, aren't you? You can't always avoid trouble, can you? So it resonated with me that the way that they were trying to bring me up is it just wasn't their beliefs for being back in Jamaica just weren't happening here. Do you get what I mean?
So you talk about like the first time you involved yourself with gangs. When did it start to escalate? What happened?
I think it was I used to go shopping like on the weekends for my gran, and I'd go and get her the groceries and that, and then this person I think they chased me and that in it, and I just got sick of it in it. I got sick of it, and I think the person said to me that they're going to be always doing this when they get older. They're going to be taking my cars and things like that. And I thought, you know what, I'm not going through all this anymore. Do you get what I mean? I've had enough of it. And then obviously I was doing tapes for my friends, and then obviously the day it happened as well. Funny enough, I had another friend that's funny enough, he's on the other side. But at the time we weren't even involved in all that, and he said to me, don't do it, you're going to change your whole life. And I always remember what he said to me, and it always stuck with me that as well. Do you get me? But I made that choice to go and see the gang and say I wanted to join up with you.
Yeah. So was that how you got into it? You literally approached him and said, you know what, I want to be part of this?
What happened? Nah, what it was, I was doing tapes for well-known people, well-known gang members off the estate. And obviously because I knew my friend from school, and that's the only time when I could really relate to it. Oh, there's my friend and he's with these people. It kind of I just came up to him and said, you know what, I want to join up in it. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like that in it. But then obviously I started chilling with them. You know what I mean? I got to know people, they got to trust me. Started to do other things. But nothing was forced upon me. No, they never put any pressure on me.
So you kind of said something along the lines of you were kind of sick of being the victim almost. It's like and that's what made you join the gang. Is that what it was? Were you just is that the choice in what side? You're either part of them or you're a victim.
I think at that time a lot of people ended up getting in the gangs because if you weren't a part of it, then you would have been a victim. Whether you were just doing your own thing, making good money, you would have got robbed in it. Do you get what I mean? Unless you were connected in it.
So how did that, obviously, you being involved with it now, what impact did that have on your family, around you, your grandparents?
They were scared for me in it, obviously. The people around me. Obviously, I never grew up with. It was only me that I grew up on my own, so I didn't really have brothers or anything else. You get what I mean, to worry about. But yeah, it things change. Things change quickly. I realised what position I was in on the. I think that I went to what it was. I went to a carnival one day. Yeah, when everyone found out what I was, that I was part of this gang in it. Like everyone was shocked. Like, what are you doing with them all? And even that guys that went to school, like, oh, you with them man now, right? You with them man. So from that point, it made me think, right, I'm in this shit now. Do you get what I mean? And it was literally when, like, there was only 10 of us that went over there, and there was about 50 people there, all surrounding us. Do you get what I mean? And it was like, wow, this is like real. This.
And when did that start to feel unsafe? Like when did?
When people knew that, that's when I showed, when I went to the carnival and stood with all these guys that are no gang members, and that's it. You showed it, innit? Right, you with these guys now, innit? There's no ifs or buts. You just come carnival with them, innit? Do you get what I mean? So it's like that made me, in my head, I thought, right. Then I kind of, do you get what I mean?
So in some respects, you were trying to not be a target, and you got so far, and actually
Yeah.
a target.
Yeah. But then the funny thing is that the people that I had the problems with became my enemies, but they were the enemies of my friends as well. So it's like we had a common cause in it, because they didn't really like them for whatever reason. Do you know what I mean? Whether it was over money or politics. Do you know what I mean? So then when I came along, then it intensified, because I made them. I'd say back, look, I wanted my revenge on them. Do you get what I mean? So when they had when whatever problems they had, doubled, because I was with the other guys instigating things, saying they've done this, or let's go and look for them, or whatever else. You get what I mean? So I came out to kind of like avenge all the years of anguish and the pain and that I went through. Do you get what I mean? I never forgot it. I just couldn't do nothing about it.
So when do you think it peaked for you? When was the peak might be the right word, but like when was it most dangerous?
Most dangerous. It was dangerous all the time.
So so once you're involved, you never have a safe moment.
Safe moment. Safe moment. Probably when I'm out of Manchester, innit? Yeah. Safe moment. The only break you probably get is when you're in jail, unless you go on holiday. You know what I mean?
And what have you been to jail?
Yeah, I've been to jail a few times. About 4 times.
What kind of sentence?
The first one I got was 6 months, and then the first one I got was 3 months. Then I got 6 months. Then I got 5 years, and then I've had a little 3-year sentences in 2 years. But yeah, well, the 5 years was the longest one that I done, and that was I done like 3 years, 4 months. So at that time you had to do was it a third? Because most people do half, but then at that time you had to do a third of your sentence in it. So that was from like 18. At what time I got locked up from about 17 to 21. I got out when I was 21, and I got parole then.
What was that charge?
That was for drugs. They were all drugs. When I was young, from 16 onwards, it was all drugs.
So how many years did you altogether spend in jail?
Less than 10 years, not as much as some people. Yeah.
What? So what effect did that have on you as a young person? Like, did you come out and feel? Well, I mean, obviously,
No.
Do you think it's a helpful thing? The system in your life.
Nah, jail's what you make it, innit? You know, you can be in jail, you can be sitting out thinking, right, I want to get out. You know, you can be looking at the clock till the time comes. You're not going to rush it. You're not going to get any faster. But obviously, you could do things like education and going gym, and you know, in a way, it did kind of, because you kind of like when you're in jail, your mind gets right in it. You're away from all the negativity. You're away from everything. Do you get what I mean? All the distractions. So when you're in jail, you've got the best mindset and the best intentions. When you come out, it's just keeping to that plan. Do you get what I mean? Without the distractions getting to you. But when you come out, you've got everything figured out. You know what you're going to do. You're on top of form. You're feeling the best. You get what I mean? You're energized.
So, have you ever experienced people being lost along the way, like in terms of gang culture?
Yeah.
And like, what effect does that have on you?
Oh, it's a range of emotions, isn't it? like the first person that got when someone got killed, one of my a guy that I looked up to that was very well known, um, and it was I'm not gonna lie, I cried in it because it was the first time that like it kind of resonated with me to them, like that's the reason why it gave me a reason for like why I'm involved then, innit? Like up until then it was just like it's kind of like a joke to not a joke to me, but when I lost my friend, that was it was heartbreaking, innit? Because I looked up to the guy, and it was the point of that he was just on the estate, and when he did die, they left his body. Um, they left his body on the street, innit? I don't know what it was for, whether it's for more forensics. It said it was for forensics or whatever, but everyone could see his body out on the street. You get what I mean? Obviously, his head was covered, but it was in the papers and everything. Everyone seen his body there, and that was like the first time that probably people seen a dead body in my side.
And did that change your perspective in any way? Like, did it make you more involved, less involved?
It's a bit of an hard one, that yeah, but the circumstances of it all was a bit like I don't know, but yeah, yeah, it's not easy. Can you answer the question again? Sorry.
So I'm asking like how that affected you, like in terms of your relationship with the gang.
It affects you. It affects you, but you don't show it, do you? You know what I mean? And then I think that some people think that they do. You know, some people might feel it for a little while, but even like now, even like looking out and looking around, remember the old. I'm looking at the state now, but I'm like photogenic, so I remember it the old way. Do you get what I mean? Or the gangways and the broken down gates and the way it was. Do you get what I mean? And like there used to be a shop here, so I remember things come back to me. Like I'd probably walk down there, remember something that might have happened with me and my friends. You know what I mean? Because we've all this is where I spent most of my time. Do you know what I mean?
Has anything ever happened to you?
Yeah, I've had a few things, but nothing that's been as much as life-threatening as much as when I got run over a few years ago when I was young. Well, that was a big moment actually. Yeah, I got run over just over near the precinct. My car just mounted the pavement out of nowhere.
So you were a pedestrian on the pavement?
Yeah, I was walking across with my friends, and I always try and think to myself, what was it that day that made me think? But I think because obviously there's two black guys, but then there's one white guy in it that probably would stand out, sort of why they could probably got onto who it was. Do you get what I mean? And then the car just mounted the pavement in it, and then my friend it managed to miss my friend, but then I got flipped up in the air, and then it crashed in it. But then some people said they jumped out of the car with a gun, and I don't know what happened, because I had a very very like my life flashed before me. You know what I mean? And like all the things that my granddad said to me over the years, like don't go to my side, watch yourself, I'm praying for you, this and that. Like it all just like probably say 10 years of what she said just flashed before me in seconds. Then it came back to reality, and then I tried to hop across the road. I mean, I tried to get across the road, but my leg was broken in it, so I collapsed over the other side. And then I asked some woman to help me, but then she said, "Oh, I've got to pick my kids up," which I understand that she was scared. Do you know what I mean? And she was shot. And then obviously someone picked me up and took me into the precinct, and then the ambulance coming in. That was it.
How old were you when that happened?
I think I was 17.
So I hear that and I think, if that kind of thing happened to me, it might deter me from being involved with something, to the point where I'd be scared. I'd be like, you know what, like I don't want to be involved with that. Why do you think that? Because I'm assuming that didn't occur to you.
No, it didn't, really, at the time. It might have, subconsciously, but I think, I don't know why. I think that this, like the gangs and the everything that comes with it, it is very powerful, isn't it? You You know what I mean? It can override anything that anyone's saying, your grandparents, your parents, anyone, do you get what I mean? And I was in the thick of it. But I don't know, maybe for, I got run over, I didn't think it was anything. I nearly lost my life, yeah, they could have come back and shot me. I never really looked on it that way, but I don't know. I made that decision to be in this. Do you know what I mean? And that wasn't enough to deter me. Maybe if I'd have got shot, who knows? I don't know.
So now you're older, looking back, how has your views on the whole gang culture changed? If it has changed.
I think the gang culture has changed as a whole. Like in Manchester, it's like there's no structure to it really. Like years ago, they used to say it was an organised crime. You know what I mean? But now they're saying it's organised crime. Do you know what I mean? But there was structure to it. You know what I mean? You had to follow orders. You had to. There was ways that we went about things. I'm not going to go into it. Do you know what I mean? There was structure to it. Now it's just crazy, and I can't say that there's certain things that I regret. There were good times and there was bad times. When the times were good, it was good, but when the times were bad, it was bad. Do you know what I mean? Like losing your friends and now I'm older and look at it and like I see my friends and I see their kids growing up now without their dads in it, and it's like, what was it for? What was it all for?
So, how much do you think Moss Side's reputation in itself affected your journey? So, like, the Moss Side having this whole Gunchester thing.
Yeah.
Imagine that wasn't the case. Do you think your journey would have been the same?
How do you mean now?
If Moss Side wasn't, if it didn't have the reputation it had, do you think you would have still become involved?
No, not in gangs. Maybe I would have been involved in drugs or something. I don't know, if it weren't one thing, it would have been another. But I think it was like, anyone back in the days, yeah, when you said that you lived in a lot more side, like, everyone shows you respect. I could go to London and be like, are you from Moss Side? Yeah, you from, it's crazy up there, do you get what I mean? And I know a lot of men that weren't representing it, like, used it to get by. Do you get what I mean? Even in jails or whatever. Yeah, I'm from Moss Side. And then when other man come in and it's like, yeah, this guy's from Moss Side. It's like, he ain't from Moss Side. I don't know who he is. Do you get me? So it's like, yeah, it worked. It worked. But like, yeah, I'll always hold up Moss Side. You get what I mean? It's, we what people are doing now, we done it years ago. Do you get what I mean? The gang stuff was going before all these people. Like it's like for now it's like it's a way of life, but back then it was something.
What would you, if you had a magic wand, you could go back in time and talk to young Neville? Like, what would be your advice? What would you want from him?
What would I want from him?
What would you want to tell him?
I'd want to tell him, like, certain man came in this game. I came in it for like the man next to me, like for like that brotherly love and whatever. Yeah, certain man got in it for money. Do you get what I mean? That was their objective, to use people and just get my money. Like if I could go back now, I would have probably thought, yeah, make money. Yeah, whether it sounds negative or whatever, but I would have told me young self then, which a lot of people told me back then: get your money, get out, get your money, get out. It's not a lifetime thing. This, get your money. You know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of men that put in a lot of work and a lot of time and sacrifice and blood and, gave their lives, and we've not really got nothing to show for it, We've not got nothing to show, no big cars, no big chains, no this, that, do you get what I mean? Nothing. You know what I'm saying to you? And a lot of these young kids out here that are doing alright are doing better than the older ones, and they look down on us because they think that, well, we're not doing this or we're not doing that, because we've seen all that, we've been there, we've done that. Do you get what I mean? Yeah, it's not my whole aim's not to look good on the street and have a big chain, 10 grand chain. Well, you got a 10 grand chain on, you can't look after your kids. Do you get what I mean? If you want to see my kids starving and I've got a 10 grand chain on, I'll get rid of it in an instant. Do you get what I mean? We've had things, but we've lost it. And as well, being in jail, you lose things. You know what I mean? And your relationships, it's just, there's a load of aspects in it. Like, your relationships, you lose, you get out of one relationship, You know what you're going to do? Take all your stuff and take, well, that's half my couch, that's half my telly, this, that. You're not going to do that, are you? Well, if you're a real man. I mean, it's stopping and starting again.
So, we're going back a little bit, but we were talking about my side.
Yeah.
And I feel like we were quite negative, but then I remember you saying at some point, you said, you know, you loved my side. What is it? What would tell me what you loved about my side? Like back in the day, what like sell it to me as.
Back in the days, it was vibrant. You know, there's just every corner was vibrant. There was activity on every corner, whether it was good or bad. You know what I mean? There would have been, you know, the smell of the food getting caught, the smell of the aroma of weed in the air. You know, the older man them talking and taking all that knowledge in. You know, the sense of community that I don't think that we've got anymore, because I think it's been diluted, hasn't it? You know, they've moved people from there to there, and then we've separated now. Do you know what I mean? We've still got a little bit of community, but we're holding on to the little bit of what we've got in it. Where, like, you know, with all the negative stuff in my side, there's a lot of positive. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of things happening in my side that people don't even know about. Do you know what I mean? I didn't know that. What's the place? Where the Rastafarian Centre. They do like meals for people, you know what I mean, and cook for people. There's all kinds of things going on there if you scratch beneath the surface. You know what I mean? There's a lot of support. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's it basically.
And what would you want to say if to the young people who are watching this? What would you want to say to them? What advice would you want to give them?
What advice? Being honest. If you want to live this life, like you want to be a bad man and you want to go down that road, then you're gonna have to take what comes with it. Yeah, don't start ducking out when things get hard for you and that. But you know, the people that want to live their lives and just want to get on with it, let them just live their lives in it. You know what I mean? I don't want to see no more kids. There's a lot of kids getting killed. You know what I mean? And that's something that's like I don't know. I don't understand why it's gone like that. You know, a lot of kids getting killed, a lot of knife crime. But obviously that's everywhere. It's not just a Moss Side thing. It's everywhere. It's a nation thing.
So last one. So what does the future hold for Neville? Like what do you want for yourself in
The future. I think I came so far. I came into something that shouldn't have been the norm, and I went to the extent of it changed me. So I want to find the me, the old me, strip back and find the real me. Obviously, there's going to be some mental scars. Do you get what I mean? Never going to get back to how you are, but I think I'm a lot more functional than a lot of man. Do you get what I mean? And I think that's down to I've never really done anything bad to people in the hood. I can go around now, I can go anywhere I want. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that have done bad in the hood that can't come back to the hood, and we shouldn't have them in the hood either. And we shouldn't have people coming in the hood that think they can. Like, a few people can change the whole energy in the hood. Yeah, just a few people, negative people. We shouldn't allow them people to come back into this area to cause trouble and then just go away. They're like mercenaries. They come in and they're gone. You know what I mean? They're not a part of the community. Yeah, if you're a part of the community, you couldn't do the things that certain people did. Like, I've got to look at, you know, if I kill this man, I've got to look at his mum, his family, his you know, people that I went to church with. You know, those are the little things that kind of held me back from going down so far down the rabbit tunnel. You get what I mean? But if you've not got a sense of being from this area, then it doesn't matter. It's just you know, a lot of people made names for themselves and carried on the careers and the criminal careers of what they've done in my side, and they were never a part of it. You know what I mean? But that's their demons, innit?
Is there anything else you want to add?
Nothing really. I just came up with trying to just. Obviously, I've always wanted to give back to the community in some sort of way, or if I can save one child, or you know, make someone's mindset different, Like, I'm not trying to tell people like how to feed your kids, but picking up guns and knives and that, it's like, you have to think really, like, some kids the other day were coming on the estate and like, they were saying, they were asking me, do you know someone to watch? I said, no, I don't even know him, innit? And I could see that I knew there were kids not from the area, and like, I said to the kid in there, I said, I'm not getting involved in your shit, but I said, think before what you're doing, just take time out, just think what you're going to do before you do it, yeah? Because 1 minute of what you do can be the rest of your life in jail, gone. And then that's it.
And we pay to play. Don't be a pilot on nobody else's paper plane.
In case the words never surface on a face-to-face,